Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode on my podcast. Okay, now a funny part is that usually a podcast involves two people speaking, right? But I want to be disciplined and I want to be consistent, to be honest, right, in posting out my episodes because I want to build a brand presence. Okay, it's not just you could be a podcaster; it's like more of a audio-based logging, you could say, audio-based logs or whatever. It's like vlogging, video blogs or whatever, but it's like an audio based. But in today's episode we are going to be talking about retail marketing. Okay, how do you actually market for retail clients, especially because I have got experience with working with brick and mortar businesses. Okay, whether it's inclusion of you could consider cafeterias or restaurants or stores, marts, okay, what you could call them. But you must have seen in one of my videos, okay, explaining how I spent over 7k, you could say 7,000 Indian rupees on with a client. Obviously that's not what I've earned, but that's what I've spent. Okay, and I did earn a small amount of revenue from that, but what I've done is to gain experience. Okay, now this is what I'll be talking in another episode about experience and free opportunities that you could give yourself. Now when we talk about retail marketing, right, retail stores are usually, they have products. Okay, they get in products from suppliers and hold a margin, okay, with obviously the MRP systems. Obviously that's the marketed the maximum retail price, which is a limit to how much margin you can keep. I don't know if this is a limitation for other countries, but that's what I've noticed in India. Okay, now when we have this, right, obviously the client, that is your retail client, wants to make a lot of awareness. Okay, now since there is a, we are still in 2025, one thing that you can notice is that we still don't have proper conversion tracking. Okay, so when you talk about digital e-commerce stores, we can actually see, or we could guarantee, or we could usually see the amount of return on investment by conversion tracking. Okay, that means you could see how what is the percentage of converting a customer, a potential customer, through different sales funnels, marketing funnels, lead qualification, lead nurturing, qualifying leads, potential leads, and finally selling them a product or service. Through this we can identify, okay, that retail stores or retail marts, or chain of retail stores, basically one of the greatest campaigns you can do, okay, or market retail companies or stores, supermarkets, okay, is by running out on, you could basically run awareness campaigns. Okay, now I took a bit of break there so that it could be a bit dramatic, but yeah, awareness campaigns is what you could say. Okay, by maximizing the amount of budget that you use by spending it on awareness campaigns. Okay, obviously you'll need to have one of the best, you'll have to have a creative ad, graphic, visual. Okay, it could be an offline, it could be a traditional way of marketing, it could be on billboards, or this is one way. Okay, what I would do, and this is what I've done, running awareness campaigns and targeting the particular area or geographical area. If it's just one huge supermart or a store, you could particularly target it in the local radius. Okay, obviously you have to measure it out on Facebook or Meta ads. Okay, whatever platform you're running ads on, that does include in Google ads too. So having the right call to action also matters over here, so that people actually click on your ad or view your ad and they check out the location. Okay, so usually the CTAs, the call to actions, are hitting on checking the location once the button is clicked, like visit the store now. So the campaign runs on, it could be a visual, it could be a visual graphic, it could be an image. Okay, and the way you target this is usually in the target audience. Okay, you could talk to the retail team, who are they actually targeting with the certain products, okay, or particular campaigns. Usually it could be based, let's take an example of an ice cream campaign. Okay, maybe to sell out on ice creams. Okay, so what happens over here is that you would, instead of targeting adults, you would target teenagers, youngsters, kids. Obviously kids won't be able present on social media, I guess, so it depends on the rules and regulations, but usually it's above 18. Okay, so you would target 18 to like 28, 18 to 25. Okay, and maximizing your full budget on that campaign in that range. Okay, and depending on the region you could target, if it's a branch or a chain of retail stores, you could particularly target the chains, local region, by setting out on which regions or which state, which cities that you want to target. Okay, that's an option in majority of the ad platforms that we can see, especially social media platforms, and Google having its own advertisement platform. Another way would be handing out, the right campaign, okay, of traditional marketing. Now, when we talk about marketing, right, retail marketing doesn't just mean digital marketing, because digital marketing for retail, right, in the retail industries, majority of the times having really creative call to actions, while also keeping the graphic visual really appealing. Okay, so it should be a showstopper. Like, it has to have an attention seeking visual or an asset within it. Okay, secondly would be another way of marketing. That would be traditional marketing. If you have the budget of buying or renting out on huge billboards, okay, and you have to have the right measurements for it, the billboard size or whatever, but the design is the most important. Okay, that means the visual, okay, should be attractive enough to actually compel people to come to the retail store or mart, supermarket or superstore, whatever it could be. Okay, so it has to be appealing enough. It could be some text that could somehow stick in a person's mind. Okay, something like huge discounts or something. It should be appealing, okay, really striking on the person. Maybe in a, let's say, usually when there are traffics, right, you should be targeting like areas where people stop. Okay, when people stop or pass by, obviously huge billboards like near, you could say, bridges or huge tunnels, right? Tunnels obviously don't make sense, but bridges, you could say. Okay, people pass by, okay, they have time to read it because it's like more of a perspective view, right, on the side. But you could say during, there are buildings, okay, and when there's a huge load of traffic, especially in India, right, usually there are huge billboards for, you could call it, for jewelry stores or whatever. They have huge billboards which are on buildings, or it could be standalone, where they have these. Okay, people stop and since people get bored, they just look around, right, and they see. So that could be another way. You can't track this. This is another way. This is another you could say another drop, like it's a bottleneck. Okay, because you can't count the amount of customers until and unless you actually ask the customers when they enter your store or supermarket that how did you actually come to know about this offer or whatever. So this is another way of having billboards. Another way would actually you could run lotteries or coupon based. Okay, you could call it coupon. Okay, not more of a lottery, but a coupon based program, or giving, once customers win, right, okay, you could give them a coupon or something. Okay, that could, it's more of a coupon where customers fill in details and they win a particular product through a draw. Okay, so it's more of a draw, like you after spinning it, okay, the draw box, or like spin and win or something like that, customer's name will be picked out, and then customers will be able to view who has won it. Okay, so you could give 1 to 3 winners. So one way of having a majority of profit, understanding from this, is that imagine you keep a product. Okay, a product of, let's say, 5,000 rupees. Okay, let's say 5,000 rupees is the winning product worth, and your customers come in and they said, okay, this is what I want, and customers have to shop for let's say 500 rupees to win that product. So that's their entry ticket for it. So they shop 500 rupees worth of products, and from that 500 rupees worth of products, that's you gain around, let's say, 200 rupees profit. Okay, let's say 200, let's keep it realistic, so 200 rupees profit. And so you get, this is a 1 month campaign. Okay, so 5,000 rupees is the worth of the winning product, and we have, let's say you have around 30 customers. Okay, so 30 customers come in, let's say in a day, we'll keep it very realistic, let's say for us so we'll keep realistic, because 5,000 rupees, it will be more of a superstore, you could say, or a supermart. Okay, especially in India, we could call it because of the regional spacing. So let's say in a day 30 customers come in, so just to win that product. Okay, so 30 customers, okay, is like 20 to 30, we'll keep it 30 as a top high figure, 30. So you'll have to multiply using the multiplier, right? So 30 into your profit, which is 3 2s are 6. Okay, so 30 into 200, which is 6,000. You have already covered up in profits. You have already covered up for the winning product. Okay, the loss that you're bearing on the winning product, okay, to give out to your customer for free, obviously not for free, you're charging them 500 rupees, but you're already covering up. Now when this runs for a month, right, imagine this 6,000 is the average. Okay, 6k is the average, and in a week, let's say you get only 5 days. Okay, like let's keep a realistic view. So that's around 30K a week, which is in 3 weeks. You say there'll be around 90K, around a lakh. Okay, let's say 90K rupees. So you have already covered up for the loss. Okay, and that is a huge thing. That's 90K in profit, obviously, but in retail sales it will be more. So over here, that is one way of making it. Okay, by giving out free products through draws. So that's it for this is one of the retail marketing strategies which I would give out as feedback to you all, those marketers who are listening, and to understand this as a point of view on how marketers actually use retail marketing, especially international. When I had been abroad, okay, this is what I used to see and notice and observe people. Okay, not only companies but actual huge, like, grand stores, okay, running out campaigns like this. Okay, and they used to be so appealing and very simple yet catchy. Okay, so marketers were actually quite smart enough to design it in such a way to make it compelling enough, or to somehow push into the customer's mindset to buy or spend a certain amount of money to buy avail certain products. That's it for this podcast episode, and I'll see you in the next one.